It's not coffee time, it's green time and some water. Being good today. Let's see if anyone comes in. Ooh, hi Red Eye Jedi. Still hot. Hi Critical Thinker. Hope you're all feeling energised, because I am. Even with everything going on. And why does that on my face look dead dark? Hang on. That's funny. I used to wear a beauty spot ages ago over a freckle, because I am quite freckly. And it looks weird on here. It looks really, really dark. Don't know what it looks like on that side. It looks really funny on this side, but I'll leave it there anyway. Oh, extremely hot. Oh. Somebody just said, I think it was from America, oh, you make me laugh in the UK when you think it's hot over there. We're not used to it. What was that? Hence why I've got my shorts on. But, post. Got to tell you all something. I didn't exactly lie about it. I just didn't say anything about it. And you all assumed. I made it. Hi, Effie. Hi, National Memorial Gardens. The painting I put up that some of you may have seen on my community page wasn't actually mine. I never said it was mine. I just put there's a storm coming because it was what my boyfriend painted. He's learning to paint and he's doing really well, and that was his second painting. Hi, Von Craig. And it looked like this scene. We were like, I said, oh my God, watch the waters. He's not into Q, not that matters, but I was like, watch the waters. There's a storm coming, because it was going to be a stormy sea. And everyone was like, oh, it's a really good painting, Dolly. You're getting good and all this. And I'm thinking, I'm not going to say anything yet. It was quite funny. It wasn't actually my picture. It has transformed into something else. And I may put it up for you all to see when it's been transformed into something else. Hi, Fifth World, how are you? So, I'm going to be shouting someone's videos out again that I have liked from the beginning when I first came across some of these ladies a few years ago. They all talk about the same thing, and they're all roughly into the same thing. And I just love it because, as I say, I do believe this is what people aren't seeing with certain truths going on. And they did talk about two sides of something to do with a certain someone in America that people always throw in your face when you support a certain somebody this time right now, which I will mention when I play it, because I'm not playing all of it because it's long. I'm just going to play the bit that they sort of went into. But the energy, I think, everyone's going on about 8-8 Lionsgate. I'm feeling like a lioness at the minute. It's all about truth coming out, whether people think it's harmful. Truth is truth at the end of the day, whether you like it or not. As I keep saying, it's the only way we get rid of and sort solutions out from times gone by. We don't follow the past and sit down and bow down, because otherwise we'll follow what's always happened in the past with certain revolutions going on. Like, I think the mask is a symbol of shutting up, basically. They don't want you to speak out, which I'll go to in a minute, of my experiences and observations, what I saw. I was going to say this weekend, and it's this weekend now. Ooh. This week, out and about in 3D world. This might trigger a few people, but I've been making some few key rings. Oh yes. Bit of a Tiffany blue there, but you probably can't see it. I'm not quite sure. And they'll be going up. I just thought I'd show you. It's my key with a key ring on it with a Q. Oh God, it's really hot. Oh, it's really hot. Sweaty. Oh, critical thinker. The moon is out in broad daylight with no clouds, just pure blue. Yeah, well, I've not checked. I'll go and check in a minute if I can see it here, but have a quick look. I know we're in different parts of the world. Hi, Tracy. I did forget it's a different time there because it's cloudy here. Hi, Dolly, the fifth world, critical thinking, Jack, Effie, Red Eye and all. Yay, Paul from Newcastle. Hi. I need. I've ordered a fan. I need something to fan myself with. I know. Let me get a. Well, this little book will do. I was going to fan myself with that. A bit triggering for some, but I'll fan myself with this little book. So, I hope you're all doing well. Hi, Zal. Hello, if I've missed anybody, I'm driving, so I'm just trying to listen in. Oh, thanks, Fifth World. So, you know, there's lots of things going on. There's lots of people getting confused about things all over. YouTube, everywhere, real world, spiritual world, whatever you want to say. People getting confused about people. People even getting confused about me. You know, people talking, people whispering. That's what people do. But none of that bothers me because, you know, if you're feeling into what you know is coming, whether you believe in certain things or not, we are going to a new birth of a new world. That's how I see it. And it is going to be beautiful when we get past all the crap. But we've got to see the crap to get there, because if we don't see the crap, we're going to have a world, you know, that new world order. We're going to have a world, hi Monica, where that's where people are on the one where they think the false one's coming in. You're going to think we've gone there and we've not. Everything just gets covered up again, like it always has done, and things carry on in secret, behind the doors, behind the carpet. So this is why things have to be brought to the surface, have to be brought to the light, have to be purged, whatever you want to say, because to me it's all the bloody same thing. It's all the same thing. Yeah, Charlie Freak is on the ball, and I've shouted him out quite a few times, and I was going to shout him out again today because he did. I shouted him out the other day, didn't I? I shouted him out. He did. I gave you the interview that he did with Jen McCarthy. I always say her name wrong, and she was just on with Magenta Pixie, which I'm going to play in a minute. Of the bit that I liked, I'm not playing it all because it was too long. He is on the ball because a lot of people know, and a lot of people don't like it because they're seen as spiritual people. And they're into Q, they know how to read it, and they're into Trump because they know how to read Trump. People are getting mixed up with Trump, still thinking he's an elite and he's on the bad side, which he isn't. He's a light worker, believe it or not. A light worker is someone who brings things into the light so you can see. Because he's mentioned the Maxine, which that rhymes with something else, he's not talking about the one that Bill Gates brought out that took 6 months. It's funny that, because it normally takes longer than that, and they have to have this and they have to have that. Hi Rachel Pixie. You know, when Q, what's it called, CQ's been out for years and years and years and years and years. It's been proven it doesn't just cure malaria, it actually cures a lot, and that's been out for ages, and that's why they've been trying to censor it, as we all know. But yeah, but people who can't read, who don't think Q's real because they think it's a psyop, which is the only thing that, you know, gets you to research yourself and critically think and ask the questions, which you should be doing. Yeah, HCQ. Yeah, it can be made into a vaccine, and that's what Trump's talking about. He's talking about HCQ being made into a vaccine. So that's where everyone goes, oh, told you he was working for the cabal. No, he isn't. He just feeding into what you think it is because he mentioned that word. It doesn't mean that all vaccines are bad. It's just some on some sides are. That's what he's saying, but people don't listen. And that's why we're saying, if you're not into Q and you don't know how to read the codes and you don't know how to listen to Trump properly at what he's saying, then you're not going to understand. They say it very well on Magenta Pixie's channel, even though a lady called Demente, which I think is great as well, does say the thing of the whole saviour thing, which that gets up my nose because I haven't said it. Magenta hasn't said it. Jen hasn't said it. People just see it as that. They go, oh, you see Trump as a saviour. People come on chat after and go, you see him as a saviour. I never said that. You said that. He's just someone showing the light, but you've got to do the work. You've got to research. You've got to get through all the bullshit on MSM fake news. You've got to weed all the crap out to see the light. Yeah, he's a leader. He's like, when people look at spiritual people as a leader or a guide, it's not someone being over somebody. It's just someone helping to shine the light on the path, like I said the other day, so people are not tripping up as much. They call him, Trump, the Trump card, the wild card. That's what Amente said, but she said it in a different way. Of course he is. He had to be the wild card. He had to be the Trump card. Of course he did. For the elites. So when she sort of said that, she said herself that she doesn't follow that. She doesn't bow down to anybody because it could, be a Trump card that takes you somewhere else. Yes, it was beautiful what she said. And yes, I understand that, but that's not what it is. Not what it is. Not what it is at all. Yeah. Yeah, like AA's just put there, this isn't me saying it, this is someone in chat, I see him as a saviour because he is a light. Yeah, and it depends what you see that as it's saying it is. But we are the saviours because with the help of patriots, good people around the world, even people high up that are working for the light, we are our saviours and we are doing this. This is why they got the digital soldiers in, which are ours, which are us. Come out with the truth and you get attacked. Of course you do. Yeah, you get attacked. Of course you do. I get attacked all the time of people who do not understand what I'm talking about and think I'm talking about other things when they're just raffled up in other stuff. But I don't care. It's a real war, and that's what people have got to understand. It's not a joke, so I'm not going to sit down and shut up, and I'm not gonna dim my light for anybody, what anybody's saying. Yes, Tracy, we are the ones we've been waiting for, but we needed a bit of help to get through this because of what's been in for all time, what's been controlling. There's not a lot of them. No surrender dollar. Exactly. I saw a video on Never Lose Truth saying Trump admin is tracking everyone. Was reading papers. She said we are fools. That's what people say. They're tracking the people who are talking out. That's what people say that don't research popping. That's all I can say. Chinese are tracking everyone. China's tracking everyone. Yeah. Love your input, Dolly. Been listening to you from the start of Q. You never waver and always keep me grounded with your positivity where we go one with goal. Thank you, Margaret. I've never wavered because this is a thing. If I thought it was false or anything like that, I would have fell off it ages ago. I've been on this nearly 4 years. The reason why I come and talk out about it, not all the time, like some channels, are really good Q channels and they go deep. I don't need to go deep because I feel into it. Some people need the facts and figures. I don't need that. I've seen white orbs around Trump. You can tell what he's doing when you know how to read the signs and you know how to read what he's doing. People come back with, oh, there was such and such body in his family who was down the family airline of such and such a body and they were this and they were that. Yeah, but some people jump ship. Some people we all know this, have been blackmailed. If they talk out back in the day, they'll get killed. Now it's different. People are talking out because they know that system's falling. That system's falling. Even people we say we're not going to we'll say, well, we don't like or such and such body's done this. In a sense, you're going to have to forgive some people. Going to go. Much love. Bye, Fifth World. I got attacked some people on Facebook. You'll always get attacked, especially if you're opening your mouth about this. I back Dolly only channel. I don't. Thank you. There is a lot of confusion and a lot of false light. Use your heart, everyone. There is a lot of false light, but people need to feed into their own light to see other people's light of the frequency that people are holding. I will stand strong with Trump. I took the oath. This is why I've never fell off it. If I'd have seen anything or felt anything that I thought, oh my God, I've been taken down the wrong path. I'm not talking about anybody else. I've got myself on my path. I would have spoke out about it. I'm not going to sit here and just carry on for the fact of wanting to look like something or not wanting to look like I was wrong, because I've said before, if something happens in a couple of months and I think, oh my God, it's not what I thought, I don't have to backtrack. I haven't had to do anything at the minute. Well, we've always been tracked anyway. China were tracking the world anyway. You know, we've always been tracked. None of that bothers me. It's all about not being in fear, you know. What I mean, but yeah. Anyway, it's not about that. I was going to talk about an experience I had when I was out, and then I'm going to go to Magenta Pixie's channel. I think it was Magenta Pixie's channel with the lovely Jen, Laura Eisenhower, who does get asked about David Icke, Amente, and there was another lady on it, I can't remember what she was called. But anyway, they're having a round table, which I thought was brilliant. So the other day I went out in Manchester, got on a train, and didn't have to wear a mask because I've got a card that says I'm exempt, so I got on the train. The funny thing was, anyway, people had masks on where they were all distancing anyway. There wasn't a lot of people on the train, and it was quite quiet down there anyway. But the only thing that was annoying is any of the bars that you wanted to go in and or where to eat, obviously you were being track and trace. So track and trace was writing your name down, or on your phone you had to take a picture of a code, which I didn't do because I just didn't know how to do it. And that was annoying because some places were like, you've got to sit down in 6 minutes, you've got to do this, you've got to do that. That was annoying. And in one place, what was really annoying, which I forgot when I went in, but then again, I didn't really have a chance to say no or to sort of like realise before she just did it dead quick, was you signed in and then she got the temperature gun out and she fired it in the middle of my head. Pineal gland gun. I was like, oh my God. She just got me with the temperature gun thing, laser thing, right there. Which made me go, oh my God. But then I thought, you know what? Can't be in fear of it. It's frequency, not on their frequency. But that happened. Apparently someone said they're supposed to fire it at your hand. But, yeah, they did all that. Then one of the pubs we went in, there was an old man talking about the virus, saying how much he doesn't believe it. And if he wants to go out without a mask, he will do. It's his, you know, sort of like it's his sovereign being right. That's basically what we were sort of saying. So I was just listening to like little conversations about. And then one of the last places I went in, yeah, they're going to do this to kids, I know, and I'm just hoping my son hasn't had it done, who's gone on holiday. I'm not happy about it, but I think keep your frequencies up. I don't think they can affect a lot if you've got your frequency up. But the last place we went in was really funny because I was sat there and I was just listening. I could hear a couple having a conversation. All we heard was the word JFK, and this guy went, yeah, but JFK, and I'm thinking, this lad's only young, he must be in his early 20s, not even that, and he's talking about JFK, and I really wanted to like just go and sit there and go, ooh, what were you talking about? And then because I was out with my fella, he went to the toilet and the girl behind the bar said something to me, and I didn't say anything to her first. I was just saying, how's your business been going in the lockdown, blah blah blah. She turned around and said, well, you know about all this and all the child trafficking, and she was only a young girl as well. And I was like, yeah, do you know about Q? And she sort of went, mm-hmm. I went, ooh. So to me, I was in my element because I could hear all these snippets of conversations when I was walking about, and I was just like, ooh. So that was quite funny. Yeah, they got me at the airport at a restaurant at a time. I didn't think of the third eye. Wow. Well, that's what we've been told. It's a bit like, if you think about it, why are they firing it at your forehead to take your temperature right in the middle of your pineal gland? Or is it their symbolism as being, you know? But yeah, I've seen kids around there. Yeah, they do. I've not wore a mask in Wythenshawe Hospital for 2 occasions for real. Yeah, exactly. The youth know more than we think. They do know more than we think. I do think there's a lot of young ones awake. I went to a pub in the other day and I said no to track and trace, but was still let in. I didn't mind writing because I did say at the beginning, I should have just wrote like Rumpelstiltskin on the piece of paper and then wrote who lives in Fairy Tale Road or Avenue or something like that, because they don't look at it. I don't need to track you to say, oh yeah, you have to go and get a test or whatever. Like I'd be getting one, I don't think so. People are waking up, I mentioned it on Fit. People are waking up, and this is what I'm about to talk about. The teens busted out TikTok and the furniture. Yeah. I have a friend with a 20-year-old kid, he told her about the adrenochrome. See, kids are waking up. But, yeah, just to say, you know, it's beautiful. A lot of people confused, yes, a lot of people getting triggered, a lot of people not understanding other people, but I am actually really not that bothered now. It's just that thing of, do you know what? Those of us that know, and a lot of us that know are on here, and we're all in the little group on here, but you know that you're seeing things everywhere else. It's obviously not just in my chat, it's in many other chats. We all know I'm flying from Manchester to Spain tomorrow. Anyone want to do it? I don't know. I know my son went to Turkey. I don't know, but I just keep your vibrations high. But at the end of the day, if anyone knows in chat, the world is awakening. You know, no matter what you're into, what you believe, what you don't believe, you're going to see it anyway because it's happening. It's happening. It's happening anyway. So just hold on to that. I ain't here to wake anybody. I am not here. I said this the other day, to wake anybody up anymore. It's up to you to do that, and it's up to you to go on your journey. But for the ones who are awake, and what we know is, we just like to talk about it because it is exciting. And we are watching this, we are observing this going on, and I think it's an absolute beautiful thing. Even though people are getting triggered, upset, confused, I wouldn't be surprised if some people are taking their lives, and I do mean that in a serious way, as because of all this stuff that people are getting confused about with what's going on with other stuff, which isn't nice. Yes, there are people dying in certain situations and certain things, but what I'm saying, it's still a beautiful thing to be watching, that humanity is actually waking up to the bullshit. You know, and I've always said, no matter what you believe in, we're going to see the game players. We're going to see who's who. We're going to see who's who, dark to light. So for all of you that think this, and this, and that's part that we're going to see anyway. For all of you out there that think I'm this, and this, because there is some people, you're going to see anyway, aren't you? I'm not worried. Totally not worried at all. I chatted with a few people awake from Spain, actually, yeah. Probably just keep setting the intent of the norm is to keep stirring. Yeah, exactly. You know, I won't back down. I won't. I've always been told off a lot of people, even me fella, you can be a bit stubborn. And I went, I know, it's not that I don't know this. I didn't used to like it about myself, but now I look and think, you know, when people tell you something, even as a kid, and you think something's bad about yourself, when actually I look at it now and go, actually, being stubborn isn't a bad thing, because to me, it's more like putting a boundary up for myself, that when I was younger, sometimes you go along with things with people because you want to look like you're in the right crowd, or you sometimes you obviously you want to do things sometimes to make people happy, but sometimes there is a thing where you've got to say no. And if people think that's stubborn, or you say, you know, they're thinking you're not listening, sometimes you have to be stubborn. I'm so glad I have that stubbornness within me at the minute, because I've had to, because otherwise I'd have backed down to other people's things and thought, oh, well, I'll just have to, you know, because I've got to be all, yeah, it's strength. I see it as strength. Stubbornness is a strength in a sense. Not interested in what other people say it is. That's how I see it. When I look back now, I think, well, it's a strength because I've not bowed down to, like, my son said the other day, my eldest one, we're going on about the masks, and I'm not trying to trigger people here. It's just you believe what you believe, and I believe what I believe. I said to my son, I'm not wearing one. And he said, yeah, but it's to make people feel better. I said, yeah, but that's bowing down. And it's bowing down to the system, because that's like saying, oh, well, it's all right, we'll just do it to make other people feel better, which, yes, I do understand that, but still, I would be putting my belief down just to suit somebody else. So if we all just did that, we'll just bow down to the system then, won't we? That, personally, that's how I see it. Stand firm. Yeah, thank you, Lydia. Stand firm. When people say you're stubborn, it's just another way of someone to bring you down, to try and make you feel, I don't mean all people, it's just a word, but when I look at it now, I think, yeah, well, actually, I'm glad I've been a bit stubborn in a sense. Oh yeah, Zal's saying about smiling at people with the mask on in their eyes. It really works. It does. Eyes are looking at someone in the eyes. You can give them codes and things like that. That's probably why they say in America they want you to wear goggles next. So they want a mask on. Think it as symbology. They want you to shut up, and they want you to be blinded to the truth. That's what basically it stands for, doesn't it? That way. You're blinded to the truth and don't speak out. This is why they don't want people out. Like in Manchester, there wasn't a lot of people out. They don't want you out really, because back in the day, men used to go in the pubs and they used to talk about politics and all sorts of things. before they went home. You know, they don't want people communicating. So let's not see and let's not speak. See no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. Well, not what's happening, is it? People are talking, yeah, and you just put the monkeys in there, then Sal just put the monkeys in. Exactly. It's all symbology. People can laugh and people can criticise, but basically, that's what it is. Yeah, smile with your eyes, and your eyes say a lot about. You can tell if someone's quite a dark soul, you know, by looking in their eyes, how much light they've got in. I think you can. Definitely. Them Democrats haven't got none. I mean, they look like demon rats, aren't they? So let's get this video. So I just wanted to play a little bit of Magenta Pixie, the channel talking to Jen and that, and what they were saying about certain things, just because they just say it so well. You know, it's nothing that I've not said about Q or Trump or anything like that, or the awakening of what's going on and what people don't understand, but I'm trying to go in and find it. So it was Lions Gate round table, so it was a round table, and
that has purpose as you start to look above the but if there's any,
they were talking about the awareness of people and how, you know, it's hard to try and wake people up, and now we're just, you know, you're just trying to plant seeds, and they will in the end, and people are falling out with family. Yeah, Q. The thing is with Q, people go, oh, it's giving you hope, but like a false hope. Not a false hope, it is hope. There's false hope and there's hope. You know, people falling out with their families, partners, this, that, and the other, because they're not understanding. They were talking a little bit about that.
Not
thank you, Effie.
Theory. I mean,
oh, sorry. This will be on Magenta's channel, but this was actually on Laura Eisenhower's channel. It'll probably be repeated on Magenta's because they all share it. But this actual one I was looking at was on Laura Eisenhower's Lionsgate Roundtable, and they will be in live chat if anyone throws them in there. You brought me back to God. Same thing happens to me as well. The Creator, the Most High, however you want to describe it. You brought me back to God, Source, Creator, whatever you call it. I normally call it Source. It's the same thing, but going through the whole thing with Q for nearly 4 years brought me back to myself and to Source. So people think that's a bad thing. I don't know what you're looking at. I really don't know what you're looking at.
But I will start off with something that is mainstream and see how they respond to that. For example, number one, in the United Kingdom, coronavirus has been downgraded to a disease that...
Yes, thank you, Critical Thinker. A lot of you might not know who Elizabeth April is. I do. She's really good. She talks about some things that people might think, oh my god, she's off her head, but most that no. She didn't like Trump at one point, and then she did a video, I can't remember what it was called, I don't know, was it about a year ago, 6 months ago, I can't remember. She was like, oh my god, I can't believe it, Trump's a light worker. I know he's a light worker. I've seen the light around him. I've seen pure white light orbs around Trump in the daytime, and a few other people have seen it as well. And I don't need to push that. I've just seen that myself.
No longer highly contagious, and it no longer has a high mortality rate. That is on the government website.
Red October, yeah.
It's fact. It isn't conspiracy. It didn't come from some content creator on social media. It didn't come from some channeling.
Yes, that is another thing, Lydia. Even if say Q fails, we still win because we've awoken. Exactly, because loads of people around the world are awake, so they're still going to be searching and looking for the, you know, all that stuff. Hi, Dave Moore. So, you know, but we know they won't.
It's on the government website. So I will start with that. And often you find that is a massive bombshell. And they will be there like, really? They haven't heard. Joking. And when you say it's on the government website, they can't then look at you and think cognitive dissonance. They're thinking, government website, they're the people I'm following, so it must be true then. And they can go and find it for themselves. Then the next question is, if this coronavirus, this COVID has been downgraded to no longer highly contagious and no longer has a high mortality rate, why are we social distancing? Why are we wearing masks? Why are we taking all these precautions? And the response is, exactly. that gets them thinking. That's the first one I start with. If I see that there's some kind of well, yeah, but maybe it doesn't really relate to this, and if I see them trying to justify it,
and the consciousness.
They ask about David Icke.
More that you're gonna have.
What I love about Jen McCarthy, is it? I always get her name wrong. Who I came across a few years back, and what I'm trying to say is Jen, Magenta, Lauren Eisenhower with the three women, a little bit of Elizabeth April that I came across and didn't understand a few years ago. Then I was like, oh my god, something about these women I really resonate with. Didn't know they were into Trump or Q because they didn't used to speak to it until they did, and then I was like, oh my god, I knew it resonated. Then Amente came along, who I have spoke to on Instagram actually. She's really lovely as well. And I can't remember the other lady's name, but those three women at the beginning, I knew there was something. I was connected to something they were saying, even though I didn't understand it a few years ago when I came across these women. These three women are in roundtables now, talking about stuff that I talk about. Obviously, there's loads of us that talk about the same thing, but really resonated. And I've weeded a lot of people out, and these are quite a few people that I do watch. You have to weed a lot of people out. Become some of my favourite channels. I'm not saying they've got everything right on there or blah 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 blah. You know what I mean? But yes, I did shout that out yesterday or the day before. Jen McCart was on the Charlie Wood. Oh, was she on Charlie Wood yesterday? I know she was with Charlie Freak. She did an interview with Charlie Freak because there's two Charlies. Remember, she may have been. I don't know. I didn't see. I don't know if I saw that one. I know she did one with Charlie Freak, and he's really good at what he does because he talks about stuff like what Santos Bonici talks about. And all that sort of side of it, which I love as well. And I did shout that channel out, and it's just that whole thing of, oh my god, the spiritual awakening. Yeah, it is part of a spiritual awakening. It's a great awakening. Yeah, that's why it's called great. And the reason why it's called biblical is not biblical in the whole like really religious way. It's biblical. It's massive.
But she's not getting. I've got a lot of haters, and you might not see me for a while.
That's what Trump said.
I instantly felt what had occurred there, getting some
trying to find the bit on
or threats. I'm not sure whether it's a threat.
Hey, I'd love to, Dave. I'm gone.
There is a car crash on the death certificate. Like, I got crazy, and there's so many of them. They're not.
You have to hold space for as we go through this.
And if it's not your thing to want to talk about Trump or vaccinations or timeline on this sort of level, yeah, just maybe some closing thoughts, because I know the roundtables we're going to
Jen
say
asked
goodbye
her.
soon. Any closing thoughts?
It was Charlie Freak, yeah.
About maybe where you see us going. We talk a lot about building a better world, coming together in intentional ways, and a lot of things that are more solution oriented. So between that and maybe just what your perspectives are on where we are currently, I think, those kind of two questions.
What I love about Jen is she'll say it anyway. Like, she asked Laura Eisenhower what happened when you have David Icke on, because he didn't. We all went, what? When he said Trump's not doing anything, when we damn well know he is in America. And then she did say something to a mentee about something about none of us ever said that Trump was a saviour, because she was sort of saying that that's what a lot of people do perceive that. I have never said that.
Feel into decide one is preferable. So either more the solution-oriented one, or like your perspectives on just the latest craziness that's going on.
Yeah, I've shouted out about the I can never say this, sorry, Gazara. I've talked about that. Charlie Ward's talked about. Everyone's talking about it at the minute, so I have chucked links out before. Everyone's talking about it.
Kind of like in the news, but all around the world. But more lockdown and more rules, and a possible second wave, I guess.
What someone was talking about the other day, and I think it was Charlie Freak, I'm not bothered about this lockdown if we have to stay in it longer. If it's saving those children who have been underground, like Charlie Freak said, and they haven't seen the light of day, and he did say something, I know it sounds awful, he even got upset. If you're under earth, very far down, it's like being under pressure underwater. Your organs and things are going to explode when you come to the light. Your eyes are not going to work properly. So these kids are always coming out that have never been in the light before, as in top earth. So it sounds mad. if it's giving them a chance because they had to realise how to look after these children because they've never experienced this before and what was happening with some of them dying when they came to the top, I am not bothered about being in lockdown for a few more months. I don't care, because I've been quite happy in lockdown, as in just doing my own thing, creating, doing stuff. So if that has to carry on and we have to sacrifice that a little bit longer, I know it's not nice, for the children.
We're looking at
Yeah.
America. Attention to
Decompression.
because obviously we know that those that are
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it. It does wake a lot of people up, just like Alex Jones did, but Alex Jones has been outed as a traitor anyway, because they do put truth in, but it's just the way Jen asked Laura, because he had him on the show, and it's not because Laura's wrong that she had him on the show. I just love the way she will speak out and say something, Jen. That's what I love about her. Why I can't imagine actually. Exactly, if you never have, you wouldn't know what it was. Yeah, so I'm just trying to find this bit.
in a place of control, or work in a place of control, or global America, because I know that America is the central occurring there.
That's
and
what I've always said.
Backlash or back swing from that energy. So I do pay attention to America, and I recognize those coming in from the US sent as awakening to people here, perhaps who are.
You can go and watch this yourself. I'm just trying to find where she asked Laura.
Stands there and says, you know what, I don't believe in vaccines, I'm not going to take a vaccine, I don't want anyone else to take a vaccine. No, he will be crushed in a position of high authority as the president.
What's Munch saying? Do you know 250,000 children and adults went missing? They go missing all around the world all the time, and people don't even. Well, it's not brought up on mainstream, is it?
You've got to be extremely careful what he does and says. Following the narrative, and he is following the narrative, and
it's what people don't understand about Trump, and even people in the spiritual channels and stuff. He has to be seen that he's following the narrative. That's how he's playing the game. Fourth dimensional or fifth dimensional, whatever, chess player. We know that. A lot of people out there that do not understand, because they hear him saying something on the mainstream and it's not what he's saying. Just like Jen said the other day to Charlie Freak, I've said this. I said this when it came out, when he said it, and she said it too. When Trump said, he was meant to say, we need ventilators. He said generators. I know, as well as a lot of people did, and I said it at the time when he said it, he's talking about generators, energy, Tesla energy, magnetism. Tesla energy, free energy. They can turn 5G into 5D, baby. 5G, don't worry about it. The switch can be switched, what it was meant to be. All technologies can be switched for either good or bad. How it affects us, it's a frequency. So Jen was like, yeah, I remember when he said, and he wasn't meant to say it. He was meant to say it. Mainstream media said, oh, he's stupid. Why did he say that? He was meant to say it. He said generator. He was meant to say ventilators. But he said generator. And if you know about stuff and you're researching properly, hear certain things, you damn well know what he's talking about.
With that same trajectory, which is why he hasn't instantly sacked every single person who somewhat shady that is surrounding.
Thank you, Monica. I'm a nurse and we don't need all the ventilators. No, it's a generator. Exactly.
Him, or is a member of the
Operation Underground.
Task Force. He has to play it careful.
Yeah.
So
free energy to all homes. You don't even need a lot. It'll power everything. Those, I think Charlie Freak was saying those that live underground, all this, that, but I believe in all that. They've been using it for themselves. They didn't want it to give it to the world. They give us little bits of tech now and again to make us think that we've moved forward so many hundreds of years or whatever, when we all know it's codswallop, 5G, 6G enlightenment. Exactly. So, you know.
Trump wants to vaccine many of the American people, and then that will reverberate back, hopefully, the rest of us. I know that in the UK, we don't have a Trump in the UK. We don't have that portal of light kind of standing as a huge spoke in of the plan. But what we do have is the fact that the American president is doing that, and it does reverberate back, because that cabal structure leads back to royal families, and Plenty's spoken about that before in our goddess chat. Oh, she's
Yes.
So I think people are aware that Trump is playing
Yes,
a
Yaholo.
5D chess
Is that how you say
game,
it?
and you can't convince people Trump is Val working right if they.
Yeah, there's enough energy in a drop of water to power a street. Exactly. There's definitely a chess game going on. Yep. And what she's saying there,
Don't see that.
he's
They
not
don't see
cabal.
that.
He's not cabal.
And saying
He's
earlier
not
what Lisa
cabal.
said about judgment, I would say to those people who don't judge us, who don't see that, have an open mind. Because let's face it, if you don't vote for Trump in the upcoming election, you're going to be voting for Val. That's
Yeah,
that's
British
the
scientist
crux
for
of
Tesla
the
Tech.
issue
Whoop, whoop,
here.
whoop.
It doesn't matter
Exactly.
who the candidate is or what party they're saying they are from. Don't vote for Trump. You're voting for cabal, Illuminati, and all that structure holds.
When you wear a mask, it's a signal and a sign for silence. That you're standing for child trafficking and all that goes along with it because you don't want to speak out because you're afraid. I'm trying to find the bit where they asked Laura about.
Doesn't matter.
I think this is it. Let me see. Actually, this is when the great Jen Light Warrior, because she says it as it is, asked Laura Eisenhower what she thought when David Icke said what he said about Trump. Now, listen to what Jen says. She's top. Listen to what Laura says about David Icke. She likes David Icke, that's fine, but what she says about the energy after, you could tell when he said that in her chat, her face went. I knew as soon as I saw that, I just switched off because I thought, And I love the way Jen asked her. That's what I said. I love Laura. It's not that we're saying she's wrong or everyone was like, oh my God, why she got David Icke on the channel. She asked her straight out.
Maybe left and right paradigm, conservative, liberal paradigm, literally is freedom versus slavery. That is where we're at. And I know deep intuitively that about sovereignty, about freedom. So I just find it like, wow, you are voting anything other than that. I find it admirable. But so with regards to what you were saying about the 80%, so I got a lot of.
Yes, I actually know light workers are extremely connected energetically, but are not planning to vote for Trump.
Really?
I know. I can't believe it either.
That's what I mean. The so-called light workers out there, not saying the so-called the light workers, they don't even understand it. They don't even understand, and that's what Magenta's saying there.
Just putting that out there.
Out there. Yeah, it's absolutely mind-boggling, and that's what me think. Well, what? And it's the same when we were listening to David Icke, because we listened to the show with David Icke the other
Making Q key rings. Right, listen to what she says.
day. Loved it, Laura, but then when it got a bit about Trump, and he basically said, "Oh well, he's just the same as all the politicians. He's bought by the Zionists, and he hasn't
No
done
such
anything."
thing.
I was like, "What, bruv? What? Not read his executive orders?" I mean, I personally have read his executive, and I
Obviously,
sobbed
David hasn't.
uncontrollably when I read them because they.
This is where people are not doing the research. Like she's saying, she's read the executive orders. People just sit there and regurgitate. You know, that's why we all looked at David Icke and went, he's done nothing, seriously.
They're profuse. Goes down for about 5 minutes. Oh, he's so incredible. About like how you feel. Like said that, Laura. Hear that, and I think quite a lot of us because for me, like.
Actually, yes, critical thinker. It's because you're not a mod, that's why it's not gone up, but... Hang on a minute. Hang on. Hang on. About time. What's dropping out? My. Hang on. About time. Me. Right, I think you'll find you're a moderator now. You can't post unless you're a mod. You can't put links up. That's what I was thinking. I can't see anything. I can't see a link that Critical Thinkers put in. And Critical Thinker's a critical thinker, and she is, you know, has been supportive in here. So it should say, if you come on now, you should have. There you go. You've got a bar next to you now. So now you're a mod. Now you can time people out. Or but I normally shout taxi for that if someone gets on my nerves. And you can put links in now.
Actions allow people. I've been
Listen to Laura Eisenhower.
Over. It's a tough one because
It goes down for so long. It's like, oh, he's done incredible things. At some point, about like how you felt when David asked that, Laura. I think quite a lot of us probably felt.
People are putting links in chat, so please go and look at them. I will as well when I get time, about what was that, a scientist who got assassinated, blah 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 blah. Yeah.
Oh, for me, like,
yeah.
So she's just asked Laura to explain what she thought of David Icke, because everyone else just switched off and went, what? He's just said Trump's done nothing. Are you having a giraffe?
It's a tough one because there is a lot of news that circulates around that people gravitate towards that I can't say or what the source is or if it's true or false. As far as things related to Epstein and people that he's been trying to pay off, that was sort of disturbing. And then when I just felt into my intuition, it didn't quite line up, and I really feel, because he calls out the fake news all the time, that there would be way more backlash and way more coming to the surface about this if we're actually, because a lot of times when I do my own research, I don't see the accusations. I just see that, and saw Trump there. Okay, but if you're talking about, a party or a mansion, desert or somewhere in Florida, the guilt by association only far. So I get a little concerned sometimes. I don't want to put it all on Trump. But you're absolutely right, Jen. I mean, it's like the amount of stuff that he's done, the amount of stuff that he's still doing.
Yeah, a lot of people say he's controlled opposition. So, this is why I say, though, it doesn't really bother me about David Icke and Alex Jones at the end of the day, because whatever happens, we are going to see who the players are and what side they played on at the end of the day. So,
$35 million to help victims of trafficking. I don't know how anybody can say that he has not.
Yeah, he's got good information, so has Alex Jones, but then they twist it at certain times, or very fearing, because listen to what she says about how she felt after.
Done a tremendous amount. I go back to the feeling of, even if he did have a past that is questionable, that he is, talked about before, perhaps a walk-in, something different about his free vibration. I've looked at his chart, and I know I brought it up, and I haven't got a public book about it, but there is a lot of powerful healing energy and energy connected to liberation and freedom, and helping a whole nation heal and overcome a lot of these obstacles. So, I mean, I don't really doubt astrology. I've been using it long, and I try and be a neutral observer and not get so into not being able to see, because I need to like him so much, because so much is weighing on this election and where we're.
Yeah, and what Maggie's just said there about don't get hung up on people, follow information and research. It's true, because even a mentee says in here the thing about Trump, you shouldn't be following one person, don't put all your thing on that, which is right, but to me, in a bit of a sense, I'm not saying she was wrong, but she doesn't follow Q. Trump, it's just not getting too attached to things, but blatantly at the end of the day, Trump is doing good things. He's here to help people understand what's going on. But that still doesn't mean that I support Trump. I love Trump as a guy of like trying to help people, but I'm not that attached, if you know what I mean. Like I said with Q, I follow Q, but I don't go constantly looking at the boards anymore. I can see what's going on. I can feel what's going on. You can see it happening.
And I can't go into the zone of not having some level of faith. So when he said that, I actually got really depressed for like 2 days, and like that's when my emotion.
She said she got depressed 2 days after she had David Icke on the show when he said that. So to me, she's fed into that energy and just making her feel down and depressed. I always say, anyone who's making you fear anything and making you feel like that can't be. You know what I mean?
Kind of really came. I don't know if it was directly because of that interview. I love David Icke. Not like a judgment on him at all. Everybody share with their thoughts, and definitely a very knowledgeable person. But I just, something energetically like really happened like 2 or 3 afterwards, and quite dark. And then I just sort of purged energy through it, and I've been a little bit maybe more neutral, where I want to be, to help me like return to that center, I guess. But yeah, I mean, not about like politics, about caring it, like you guys caring so much about the human.
People look into, when they see Trump, all because he's president, obviously, all they see is politics. It has nothing to do with politics. He cares about America and he cares about the people. People who regurgitate the bullshit are the ones that go on about he's this, that, and the other, and he may have said this. Even Magenta says in this at one point, because I'm not playing all of it, you can go and listen to it yourself if you want to. When I was 20, you would have thought I was an idiot because, you know, the way I used to treat my boyfriend, blah, blah, blah. This is what Magenta Picture said. I was different then. You'd look at me then and think, oh my God, you're such a different person. We all go through things and grow up and realise, you know, are you going to take the righteous path? So people always go back to the past. Oh, he said this or he might have said that. Like Magenta says, if you actually look back in his past, there's nothing nefarious there. He hasn't been diddling with the children. He hasn't been doing any of that. He might have been a bit brutal in his business career. So what? He hasn't been doing that. He hasn't been doing that. You know what I'm talking about?
About busting the identity and stopping human trafficking. That desire is so powerful in all of us that it goes way
Monica,
beyond
that's what I always say.
People can fathom. So when there's a lot of criticism for Trump, they're not really why. Why are people so intent on having this guy's back or bringing about truth? I just wish you understand, because I've posted a lot about, okay, maybe I'm not a big Q follower, but I can safely say all the people that I've ever met that pay attention to it are critical thinkers. They're very sovereign, very strong in who they are. They're great researchers, and they're not really Republican or Democrat. And then I know a lot of people who so-called Democrats.
See, it's not even about like Monica's just put there, if their message is fear, I'm not giving off that, which I've just said, if they're fearing too much, I don't want to know. But we have to be aware of the stuff going on, because there's a lot of people out there who say they like work this, that, and they will not look at the dark side whatsoever. It's like, we know, we're aware of. But yeah, there's that aspect of people who just give off fear. Like, I think David Icke does that, and he can't speak of anything good. He can't see nothing. Trump's done nothing in America, apparently, nothing. That is an absolute blatant lie. You don't even have to be into Q, Trump or anything to know that America's better off than when Obama was there and the people before. And if people can't see that, you need to get your head out of the sand and start looking, instead of reading the papers and watching MSM, and actually start looking, like Jen said, at different documentation that's out there, because they have to put the truth out, but a lot of it's hidden, or people are just too lazy and they don't go and read the stuff. They don't go and read the facts that what has actually happened. So just want to point that out.
That have absolutely dropped being a part of that. So I don't want to like overly talk, but yeah, it's been kind of up and down. I'm so glad about the Lionsgate energy, because I feel like a new surge of like enthusiasm and joy, and so I'm just gonna like bottle it so I can like take a dose of it like when November hits, and the energy, like all you guys too. I'm just totally gonna my heart, but
Now, in this as well, because I'm not staying on for long, Amente talks about Trump, but because she doesn't really, like, I hate saying the word follow Q or Trump or anything, she's saying, you know, you've got to be your sovereign self, well, yes, you do. You've got to, like, not put your sort of hope and everything into one person. Trump isn't one person, he works with Alliance and he works with Q Worldwide White Hats as well, so it's not just Trump, and he's not a saviour, which we all know that. It's just everyone else who says he's a saviour from the other side. We've never said that. I've never said that. I've said he's a good person trying to help people see the light, calling out the fake news. Nothing wrong with that because the news are fake. So she sort of took it that way, but Jen jumped in again and said, no, we didn't say that. So I'm going to try and find that bit where Jen jumps in, because I just love Jen. I love Amente as well, and I do agree with what she says in that sense, but what people have got to understand is we're not all saying he's a saviour. We manifested Trump up. I've always said that. He's been manifested to win. It doesn't just mean because someone's come from a rich family, this, that and the other, that person is bad. There's many people. There's other things out there as well. People go, did you see that documentary that came out of the shadows or something? Oh, well, that's side of the dark side, because where did they get money from? Believe me, there's white hats out there. Think of the Kennedy family. I'm not saying all the Kennedy family were good. Who have the money, who made the money to make these films and documentaries. Just like Charlie Freak talked about, which I am going to get to watch at some point this weekend. You need to watch the film Atlas Shrugged, and there's a few of them. And the guy, who's John Galt? Who is John Galt? And then my dad sent me this today and I was laughing because a guy in it's called John Galt. And this went up on Twitter. And if you know, I'm not going to say anything. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. This picture, someone who used to pull the finger a lot in the White House at one time. This guy. See the guy with the bald head? It says, supposed to say John Galt, but it says it with a Q. That guy was one of the security sort of agent people that walks alongside of Trump. I know who that is. Just saying. You need to see that film. Hang on 1 minute. Right, try and get this finished. I've got stuff to do in a bit. Stuff to do.
No, it's really difficult. Like, I'm super sensitive, I realize, and I've kind of always known. Really crushing. It's like feeling.
Well, all I'm saying, think John JFK Jr. Where's the picture? There's the picture that I painted. Think about he wanted to be an actor. Think about, they can put films out there in different ways, and there's people behind those films that have gone out. Oh, future proofs of past and all that, vice versa. I am looking all summery, it's because I'm boiling. Just saying.
The collective trauma and the frustration and the anger and just wanting to.
Yeah, he was right next to Melania and he pulled his finger like somebody used to do back in the day. Think of latex people, because a little bit after that, the guy with the bald head didn't look like him, and it was like, yeah. But those of us that know.
Started out wanting to bring clarity and then feeling like lost in all the clouds of confusion and disinformation. I just go back to my intuition. Something says to,
let me find when Jen
there's something very
jumps in again.
What the person.
All of the different vessels necessary, but we can never keep on putting our intentions all on one person.
The Amente was talking about God, source, whatever, uses many different vessels to bring the light. Yeah. But what she always saying, you can't rely on one person. But I think in a sense she got that wrong. We're not relying on one person. Everyone always says to me, people around me in my life will go, yeah, but it's not just, you think Trump is saving the world. I never said Trump was saving the world. I mean, yeah, he is, with the help of flipping us around the world and the military, as in the Marines, and lots of other people in lots of other countries that don't want communism, so on and so forth. And countries are getting together, especially against China communism, and all that stuff when you actually look into it. So no, it's not just Trump. They brought us in with it as well, the digital soldiers, but people just want to poo-hoo it all. So in a sense, get what she's saying, but in a sense, slightly a bit off course with. We know that. We're not putting all that into that. We're doing it as well.
Because that then
And the reason why I know it's going on, because I saw it when I was out in Manchester, and I see it all over, and I can see it in chat right now. We're all doing this. We're not alone. Look at us all. Yeah, Pelagians is supposed to be on the map, and also, I don't know if anyone remembers seeing the jets ages ago, and there was this light going through it, and it wasn't a person, because the light from the other side was a golden light, these things driving jets. I don't know if anyone remembers me saying it ages ago, but it was a bit like, what? No, I don't think the elites are. So that's all I'm saying.
takes away from the whole collective mission of what is taking place at this time.
It's not taking away from the mission. Anyway, it was really good at what she said, but I love it when Jen butted in.
I've ever come.
I love
As
Jen.
said that word,
I really believe that Trump is one of the 140.
that is what is important.
Listen to Jen.
So that's what I want to add to. As I said again, from the purest vibration, love.
Which is?
I'd really like to just to respond to that, just by saying that I really believe that Trump is one of
Space
the
Force, yeah.
144,000, and we are every single one of us the
Oi, oi!
cowards, Darcy. And to me, that goes without saying. Like, I've sort of gone beyond that conversation. Like, I've just sort of like have the assumption that we all like know that. Like, this is a question about our sovereignty. And
We all know about sovereignty, and that's why I'm glad Jen jumped up and said that, because still in everything, we know about the sovereignty thing, we know about all that we're doing, so I love when Jen piped up with this.
my support for Trump has got absolutely nothing to do with my level of. Like, we're all. But what I see with that we've him based on our own collective. Many of us breaking through.
He was born to do what he's doing.
Actually, create time. And so, in that sense, I see one of us got the golden. Back to the.
Like Jen said and other people, and Charlie Freak, I knew this when you look back in time, what Trump's done when he's had the swords in Saudi, this, that and the other certain things. Think people's for the elites, it's not, they've never done that. They've had stuff and shit on different countries that if you don't abide by what we're doing now, you know, bringing in free energy, doing this, setting the people free, this is what's going to be seen. I knew that. A lot of people are waking up to that now.
I would never.
Yeah, she let her know. Yeah, she did.
I we didn't. On a different.
Like Charlie said, space is in here as well within us. Things coming from other lands. I think we're a realmers too, yep. Yeah, we are the Rainbow Warriors. Rainbow Warriors, people from different hues of colour all over the world, coming together and speaking out in a tribe. Hopi prophecy. We're all massive players. That is why Q said ages ago, who is Q? And we got told, you are Q, because we're all in it together. We're all Q. That's why the slogan is, where we go one, we go all. All of us are doing it. Not just Trump, it's not just the Q team, it's all of us. It will cut out, it started cutting out the other day, it will do.
Powerful. All the
Quantum.
yeah. I mean, go ahead, Lisa. Yeah, I just.
At the end of the day, I'm not going to play it all because I've got to go, but please go and listen to Laura Eisenhower's. It'll probably be on Magenta's and everybody else's anyway. Lionsgate Roundtable. It's funny because I pulled an 8 out today. I showed the card before. Where is it? Over there. Saw my video earlier on, the cards that I got today, which just made me laugh. And I never look at it for the thing of the tarot because I don't normally do tarots, I just look at the pictures. Was There was 8. I forgot to show this one. There was 8 of Swords, which is it's like your mirror self, what you're bonded to. You need to release and let go. What are other people saying to you as well? You know, is that reflection? Can you reflect as well? There's a lot of people talking a lot of crap at the minute, especially on here. The one that I got was the Tower. Well, their system is falling down. I know you can't see, it's a modern version of the Tower. Their tower is falling down, Tower of Control. I also got the 10 of Wands, which I see as packing up your bags and moving forward, letting all the old energy go. We're moving away from that that energy and turning our back on things at the minute that we don't need anymore. And we have the Queen of Pentacles, which is, I mean, for me, that's very earthly, Mother Earthly there with the lady meditating. Pentacles is also known as money, coins, gold. The gold is within us. The gold is within us all. And then last one was the 8 of Cups, turning her back. She's purifying because the other bowls have gone under the water because she's doing ceremonies and rituals to release different energies, old routines, old programming and stuff like that. But she doesn't have to watch the last one go because she knows how strong she is within herself. She's walking away, being a sovereign being, to the light, to the golden, see the sun. And it just made me laugh because it was a picture of a girl with dreads in. I know you can't tell properly, but she has actually got dreads in, and I was showing before a white dress, which I just brought a dress that was similar to that, so I loved it. And 8 on its side is infinity, centre point in the middle. Just beautiful anyway that them cards came up today. I love my cards. But yeah, it's all happening. I went out to Manchester hearing snippets of conversations, just random bits of this, that and the other, and I'm like, it's happening. It's so beautiful. Yes, we're going to still be hearing more shit going on over the, you know, up to the elections, whether what goes on with that up until Christmas, but more things are happening. It's just amazing. I'm just ecstatic. Like I said, I'm not bothered about waking people up anymore. They're beginning to see, and the more the crap comes out, like the one of the reporting, if you sneeze, you've got COVID. If you sneeze, right, that's ridiculous. People in Spain are allowed to they've got to wear a mask all the time while they're outside. Unless they sit outside in a restaurant, they can take it off to eat. So, like my dad said, this virus is very intelligent because you've got to wear it all day outside unless you sit down outside to eat. So the virus must go, oh, this person's eating. I'll just hang around for a bit. Oh, they've got the mask on, right? I'll follow them. Dun, 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 dun. So, you know what I mean? Every piece of crap that comes out now is waking more people up. Is waking more people up. And people may go on about the big explosion that went on. Oh, it's a dark side, it's a white side. I actually think it could have been in the White Hats, but then people get triggered then because they go, well, it would have killed people. Well, what they had in there would have killed more people. That's what war is. That's what happens. We are in a war. That's what some people don't seem to understand. Thank you, AA. So I don't even know what we're saying, but like I said, I'm hearing it everywhere. I'm hearing snippets of conversation in the 3D world of what people know. People know. People are waking up. The more crap they put out, more people are waking up. So I say, carry on, because more people are waking up. And more people are going to wake up to Trump as well and realise what he actually has been fighting for. And that's all I'm saying. I'm not interested in people who are against it, whatever, because like I say, it's up to you. Your journey. You'll wake up. We're all going to wake up anyway. Yeah, just a happy great awakening. Yeah, you've got to see the dark to see the light. That's how it works. Charlie Ward's got one out with Sasha Stone at the minute as well. I think that's premiering soon. I love Sasha Stone. It is New Earth, it is New Way. The only way we have a New Earth and a New Way is you see what's been going on, because you can't fix something or have solutions for something if you don't know about it. That's the truth. So what do I think of Daddy Dragon? Daddy Dragon was in a place where I was ages ago, that when I first woke up to Q. He is good at what he does. He knows about the Constitution, this, that and the other. He's very good at that. Some things he doesn't bring out. I don't watch him anymore anyway. Not because I think anything, well, for one, YouTube doesn't give me all the things I used to watch now anyway, and I've just weeded down to a few channels that I love watching, and I'm just watching. I remember on Monday I'll be talking about spirituality and what it is and what it looks like, what people say it's supposed to look like, and all that sort of stuff, and being your true authentic self. Yeah, I'm just loving it. I love what Jen said on there. I love that she was on with Charlie Freak the other day, which I did shout out, so I love it. I just see it. You know, like I say, I see a lot of people getting triggered. I see still a lot of people not understanding when Trump talks in speeches, he's got to look like he's going with the narrative, but people don't understand that. When he's talking about his vaccine, he's not talking about the Bill Gates one, so everyone thinks he's in the cabal. He's talking about the HCQ. That's what people don't understand. You can't have a new vaccine out that's been done in the space of time, apparently, that they've done it in. We all know they've got cures for stuff and they've all kept it away, but that's what he's talking about. So it looks like he's working for the elites because he's mentioned the word Maxine. You know what Maxine rhymes with, but he's not. That can be made into one. That's what people don't understand. So it's nice to watch YouTubers becoming wise and discovering all that we already know. Yep, I'm loving it. You know, I watch other people that have just come into it. Even Charlie Freak at the beginning of the year, the amount of subscribers he's got, you know, more than some of us have got that have been talking about it for a few years, and that's okay because they, you know, they may know more stuff, this, that and the other, but it's beautiful because even if people are like, oh, you're seeing this, like, no, we knew about, and there was people that knew about before me and before them, but some people still in the community, the true community, don't understand what Q and Trump is. So that's all I'm saying. Yeah, I want my med bed and my hoverboard. Yeah, keep the light shining, love and light to all. Yeah, so it's sweaty and hot here. Gonna go and enjoy the sun while I'm probably crafting. I am going to be putting some of these up when I've done some different ones, but I am making Q key rings. Gotta have the Q. But yeah, so check out that chat. It was really good how they did a round table. Keep your vibes up and just keep observing. You know, it's beautiful. Great things are coming. And if you didn't watch the one with Jen and Charlie Freak, go and watch that as well. You'll love it. There's more things coming than more people know. I believe that. But like, I think it was Red Eye said, Q brought me back to source, brought me back to myself. Not that I was ever that disconnected from it. You just do get a bit distracted sometimes. So it can't be a bad thing, can it? Yeah, patience is speed. Exactly. Like I said, I don't mind being in lockdown for a bit longer if it's saving the children of what they realise. Because what they didn't realise was when they brought these children out of the ground, like Charlie Freak said, they had all these things wrong with them and they didn't realise that bringing them up too fast, air-wise, because it is like being depressed underwater, it was killing them and hurting them. So it's been a bit slower. So when, like I say, when people shout out, just like Charlie Freak said, and they moan about how fast it could be and why we're not seeing this, get a grip, research and realise what would you do? These Marines were getting upset and crying about these kids when they were coming out. Never seen anything like it. So, you know, for those people who want rush, realise what it's all about. Thank you, Effie. If you would like to make a coffee donation to me, Dolly, it's in the link there on my email. So thank you very much. I'm gonna go and chill now. So see you all soon. I personally feel just dead excited. I'm in one of them dead excited moods. Please check out, I think you have to pay for it, a couple of quid, but I'm going to watch it, the Atlas Shrugged, I think it's called. Is it Shrugged film? Oh my god, there's a couple of them with John Galt in. Who's John Galt? People go, it's a coincidence, it sounds like what's happening right now. Is it really? No such things as coincidences. So where we go, one we go all. Oh, like I just said for the people, remember I didn't paint that picture of the sea, my fella did. I just put it up and everyone thought it was me, which I thought was quite funny. It wasn't. He's just started painting and he's done really well. But I think what I'm going to do on my next painting, which is really big, I've never done a painting this big, is I've decided I'm definitely going to do the one that I did. You know, this one that I never finished off in a drawing? Mother Earth, Father Cosmos, together, the merge. But I'm going to go and sketch out now. So, where we go, one we go all, and I will see you on Monday. Golly and all, awesome live stream. Thank you. Thanks all for coming in. I love you all. I just think you're absolutely fantastic. You don't have to be into everything I'm into, but we know it's coming. We know there's a waiting. We know we're on the right timeline. We are going through a global reset of the UK. Yeah, we are. We're going through a reset. Some people think it's a bad reset. It's a fabulous reset. It's a rebirth, a new earth rebirth. I'm not saying things are going to get better just yet. We're going to still see some pushing back, but Hold on, innit? Hold on. God bless. Yeah, thank you. See you soon. I'm looking for the button again to get off. I'm like, where is it? So